What's up, Team Jellyfish? All right, I am back from Poipu, which is on the south side of Kauai. It was an amazing week. I was not eaten by a tiger shark, thank goodness, or stung by a Portuguese man of war, otherwise known as a jellyfish. All right, so here we go. Music Theory Monday number 8. Now, I'm going to give you a lot of information, so just stick with me. Download all these charts are linked in the description. We have 4 pages. So this is the little slice of the circle of fifths. Then we're going to go over here and I'm going to show you the D flat major scale written out. I'm going to show you how to build every single chord out of this major scale. And this works for any major scale. You just have to know how to write out that major scale. Now, none of this means anything if you don't know how to apply it to the guitar or your instrument. So I'm going to give you this chart. I'm going to show you the scale. I'll wrap this up by me actually playing on the instrument. And you'll see I wrote out the D flat major scale with the root note on the A string on the 4th fret. Okay, and then this is a very usable scale, major scale. We're going to do it from the 9th fret, okay, and we're going to just move up with a D flat starting on the low E, the root. All right, so let's just go back. We'll go through this, drop any questions you have, any comments. The main thing I want to do in here is facilitate discussion with you guys and help you. I love seeing you guys help each other. The community is growing. And definitely, I don't usually ask for this, but definitely like and subscribe. It definitely helps get this out there. And that's what I want to do is grow the channel for all of us. All right. So last time we did Music Theory Monday, I'm going to start highlighting this now. We were in F sharp. Down here at the bottom, it's 6 o'clock on the chord wheel, which is also G flat. Now, if you look here, I'm circling this blue word inharmonic. That's when it has 2 names for the note, F sharp, G flat. Okay, so last week we kind of looked at it. We did look at the 2 weeks ago. We looked at it as F sharp, but this week we're going to move from F sharp to C sharp, but I want to kind of switch it over now. I want to focus on this as being the key of D flat because we're moving into the realm of flats. Now, let me explain why. Now, I'm going to go to my little highlighter here, so it's not going to mark up the screen, but if you look in the top right, if you notice how I have the key of D flat, how many flats are in the key of D flat? Well, there's 5, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and G flat. Okay, now the reason I want to look at this as D flat as opposed to C sharp, which is the same key, C sharp down here on the bottom right, which I'm circling, it has 7 sharps. Look at that, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B sharp. So D flat, in my mind, is a cleaner key. It's just a little more tidy. Also, a lot of people get confused. You're right. There are no sharps or flats between E and F and B and C. So why the heck are we calling this E sharp and this B sharp? Well, that's just because we need to keep the letter order going. C, D, E, so with all the sharps. But let's just focus on this. We're in the key of D flat. And then when we go to next week, we'll move over to A flat. And you'll see it'll all start to fall into place. So let's go to this page here. Now, if you look, we have written out the D flat major scale. And if you notice, I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are the notes in the scale. And I also wrote out the Roman numerals with colors. Now, like I've said every week, you just got to burn this in your brain. Roman numeral 1 is capital Roman numeral 1 because it is a major chord. So D flat major, obviously the root is major. Now, the lowercase Roman numerals, the 2 and 3 chords, which I wrote in pink, E flat and F flat, those are minor chords. And I will show you this on the guitar, okay? The 4 chord is G flat, the 5 chord is A flat, the minor 6, the relative minor, super important, is B flat. Okay, and then the minor 7 flat 5, the half diminished is C, which is also written in pink. Now, I told you what you really, 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 really want to do, and I've done a few videos. I will keep hammering this until you all get it, is you need to know how to build all the chords from the scale. It's so easy. So I'm just going to show you here real quick. So if you look here on the left side, midway down, I wrote out every single chord 1 through 7 from the D flat major scale. And you don't have to be confused. This works for any scale. Write out any major scale and this will work. Okay, now one more thing I really want to point out to you. If you notice at the top where I'm going from 1 to the 2, it's a whole step. 2 to the 3 is a whole step. 3 to 4 is a half step. That's what that lowercase h stands for. The 4 to the 5 is a whole. 5 to the 6 is a whole. 6 to the 7 is a whole. And then if you went back from the 7 to the 1 chord, it's a half step. Now that's just a formula that you can always use to build out any scale. So you could sit down on the guitar and figure that out. Really, you just want to have this stuff memorized. Now let me show you real quick how to actually build all the chords from the scale. It's super easy. Watch this. All you got to do when let's say we're going to build this 1 chord, you just take the D flat, you skip this note, boop, and then take the next note, F, skip a note, and then go to the next note. So we take D flat, skip the next note, we do F, skip the next note, we do A flat. And then I wrote it out. This is the stuff you need to do. Is there an end game in music? Nope, there is no end game for anybody on planet Earth because it's infinite. It will just keep going, and that's what makes it so amazing. Now, same thing. How do I build the minor 2 chord? This is so good for you to start applying it to the fretboard too. Well, take the E flat, I just skip a note, go to G flat, okay? E flat, skip a note, go to the B flat. So E flat minor, the minor 2 chord is E flat, G flat, B flat. It's just like when you're a kid in school and your teacher gives you that cheat sheet and lets you write it out on the cheat sheet. You don't even need the cheat sheet half the time because you wrote this out and burned it in your brain. That's exactly what this is going to do for you. So the minor 3, same thing. F, skip a note, A flat, skip a note, C. F sharp minor, F, A flat, C. Listen, knowledge is power. The more you have of this, the better. Do you have to have this to be a great guitar player? No, of course not. But when you want to be a great guitar player and have this, I know I would. That's why I do this stuff. And that's why I'm doing this whole playlist for you, all right? So look, same thing. G flat, which is the 4 chord, Roman numeral 4. Look, just G flat, skip a note, B flat, skip. Now when you skip C, you go back to the beginning of the scale, D flat. So it's G flat, B flat, D flat. All right, so this works for every major scale. So just sit down, pick one. Start with C if you want. And just, you don't have to deal with any sharps or flats. It's very clean. But if all these flats and sharps and some of these other keys confuse you, then you can do it like this and you can really start learning these because these are just triads. Look, the 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. And you guys know I've been hammering triads on this channel for a long time and I always will. All right, now let me give you something really practical. So here is the D flat major scale. I want you to download this. Now I tried to keep the notes pink, right, that are minor, right? So you got the C, which is the minor 7 flat 5. But, you know, you've got your 1 chord, major, 2 minor, minor 3, major 4, major 5, relative minor 6, B flat. That's super important, okay? And then you've got your C, that's your minor 7 flat 5. And then I just wrote out the octave, D flat to D flat. So maybe you just make a connection of how to play the octave. Maybe you learn from here to here is a major 3rd. Maybe from here to here. So intervals is the distance between 2 notes. Now this scale too, super important. This one I love because you can actually just play all the chords right up the neck with the root note on the low E and the A string. So D flat, skip, E flat. This is a great for finger stretching too. F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, and D flat. Okay, so drop me any questions you have. I don't need to pump out more information into your big brain, but this stuff is amazing. Once it clicks, it clicks. Guitar is a series of aha moments, light bulb moments. It will continue forever, but that's what makes it fun, all right? And it's all a different approach. We're all gonna glue it together or connect the dots in our own way. So I'm gonna hop on the guitar. We're gonna wrap this up, but grab this chart, okay? Just grab this, see if you can write it out. Just copy me over here in the blank space. See if you can write out the 1 through 7 chord in D flat, major. And then here's the little slice of the circle of fifths. And again, the reason I I'm pulling all the layers out of the main chord wheel is there's just too much, okay? It's too broad, it's too many broad strokes. Okay, I said enough. Let's hop on the guitar and wrap this up and get you on your way. Okay, I know that was a lot, but grab all 4 of those charts. First one's that little slice of the circle of fifths that highlights D flat major, which is what we focused on, 5 flats in D flat major. Then on the second page, I want you to see if you can write out every chord in the scale. Right? I even put it on there for you. I showed you which ones are major, which ones are minor. A lot of people just learn that stuff, and I know from the comments of interacting with you guys, but they don't connect any of it. It's just information that has no meaning because you're not putting it into context. You're not making music with it, all right? So you've got the major scale here. That's the third chart, okay? That's a D flat major with a root note on the A. Then this one I love, go up to the 9th fret, there's your D flat, and we're gonna play it all on the E and A string basically. So like this, so we got D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, and then back to D flat. So those two charts are on there, those scales, right? So, and just say the notes if you can. D flat, E flat, F, right? G flat, A flat, B flat, right? C, D flat. Now, here's what you can do. This is up to you. I'm just giving you the information, the nuts and bolts. You're gonna run with it and take it where you wanna take it, all right? So what if I did a 6? What if I took the 6th chord, which is what? Look at that chart I made you, write it out. It's E flat minor, okay? Then what if we wanted to go to the 6 to the 1 chord? Let's go to the root, D flat major, okay? And I'm just gonna do it right here with the root on the A string. So I'm gonna do that A minor shaped bar chord, the dreaded bar chord, okay? So B flat minor 2, I'm gonna just do a power chord, a 5 chord, D flat major, and then let's see, I'm looking at the chart over there. How about a minor 2, which is E flat minor? And then back to the 6. So it's something like this. This is really basic, but watch. But at least we're making music. To the 1 chord, to the minor 2, the minor 6. Now, what if we did, let's just do one more and then I'm gonna send you on your way. Again, hit that like button, hit subscribe. We gotta keep growing this channel. You guys are amazing. All right. Now, what if we did, let's start in the 1 chord. Let's do the 1. How about if we do 1 to minor 3? And then let's do the 4 chord maybe? G flat? Let's see. Yeah, C. Let's do 1, D flat, to the minor 3, to the 4 chord, back to the 1. See, that's it. You are now making music. Now again, like I said, do you have to know any of this to be a great musician? You do not. But let me ask you this question. Would you rather know it or not know it? Just be honest, drop that in the comments for me. I personally, of course I'd rather know it. The more information I have in my brain as I'm playing, it's not gonna overtake the actual flow or just the creation, the vibe that you're putting out there for your playing, but it is gonna make you a way better player. And I'm gonna promise you this. You will be put in some playing situations with other musicians and they're gonna know some of this stuff. And if you know it and you can speak their language, it's just gonna make it so much more fun for you. And again, that's why I'm calling out like numbers. I'm showing you the Roman numerals. I'm showing you what's major, what's minor. Just use that major scale. It's the blueprint for everything we do. It really is. All right, so I said enough. I wanna send you on your way. Hope you're digging these Music Theory Monday videos. Number 9 will be next week. Sorry I didn't get one out on Monday. I was in Kauai and I was surfing and trying to avoid being eaten by gigantic tiger sharks or stung by Portuguese man-o-wars. So that's enough. I'll see you in the next video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Only you can stop you. You're not gonna stop. You're gonna keep going. Peace.